What's up, guys? It's Wally, and today we're going to be doing some battles with the Galvanize Alolan Golem. So we're doing viewer battles on stream today. Someone ended up bringing the Alolan Golem, and when we got to talking about it in chat, another person ended up bringing up that Explosion with the Galvanize on Alolan Golem actually is the strongest move that any Pokemon can really use. And when we got to thinking about it, in terms of base power, that is actually accurate, because Explosion is a 250 base power move, and then Golem ends up getting the stab on that as well because of the Galvanize, and that turning into an electric move. So you end up getting the 50% stab bonus, and then Galvanize ends up upping the power of those moves by 20%. So in a way, it's kind of like Pixilate, just for an electric Pokemon and electric moves. So with those multipliers right there, that is a base 450 power move. And that's without any stat changes or anything else that can really change the damage on that. But in terms of pure BP, that is definitely the strongest, and that is absolutely insane. And Alolan Golem isn't necessarily, a slouch on attack either, so that's going to be extremely strong, and that should end up taking out a lot of different Pokemon. There are a couple things in the meta right now that you do kind of have to worry about. Obviously, the Landorus Incarnate does have the ground typing to it, so it's going to be completely immune to the explosion. If you end up going out against something like a Raging Bolt, that is electric as well as Dragon, and that ends up becoming a 4x resistance. So again, a couple things that you are going to have to worry about, so you're going to have to pick and choose the times that you end up going with the explosion. But still, Alolan Golem is still a great Pokemon, and being able to have something like a stab move like the Rock Slide as well is really great because it does have the chance to flinch. However, again, Golem isn't necessarily a fast Pokemon, so you might not necessarily have that chance very often, but still, it has that potential to do that, but it is a spread move, and it is also a stab move as well, and it does also have Brick Break, so if you end up seeing something with screens, you can end up using that, it'll end up breaking the screens, and you're not going to have to really worry about it. And to ensure that we do get the max amount of power out of that explosion as possible, we do have the Clear Amulet on it. That way, if you end up going out against something that has Intimidate, you're not going to have to worry about that because you're not going to be lowering your stats at all. So while this isn't necessarily a strategy that you would typically bring to a tournament or anything like that, it isn't always reliable, and especially, again, with some of the Pokemon that are in the meta, it might be a little tough, but if you're looking to have some fun, especially on the best of one ladder, this is definitely the Pokemon to go with. So I'm really excited to get into some battles and see what this thing can do. So we will, but before we do, as always, if you guys are new here, just having chat, please make sure to go down and hit the subscribe button. If you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to drop a like too. But let's get into the battles. Sorry, I did not realize we were getting into a matchup, and it looks like it's going to be against another Alolan Golem. So let's go for these four, Golem and Tornadus to start. We will have Rillaboom in the back along with Roaring Moon. It looks like we're going to be facing a little bit of Perish Song. Only because I saw that was not Fluttermane at the top, that was Misdreavus, and also they do have, what's his name at the bottom? Gothitelle. But yeah, sorry about that. I didn't see that I was actually in a battle yet, and yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, this is going to be fine, as a matter of fact. Perfect. Here's what we're going to do. I think we're going to go for the Taunt over there. I should go for the Protect, but I'm going to go for the Rock Slide. Yeah, I know. Should have protected, but that's okay. We'll get the Taunt. We'll hope that they're not... Okay, perfect. Let's go. That's beautiful. Okay, so here's what we're going to do now. We're going to end up going for the Bleak Wind Storm. Actually, let's think about this. Now, let's swap into Rillaboom. And let's end up going for the Rock Slide as well. This is to make it so we can bring a physical attacker out there that didn't get affected by Intimidate. We'll set the terrain so the Wood Hammer is going to be really strong, and hopefully if they end up bringing out something like Gothitelle, we would be able to, I guess kind of KO it pretty quickly. They have Protect? What? It's crazy. Sorry, I'm not used to that. Holy cow. That's fine. We'll get a little bit of damage over there. That's not bad, and all things considered. Nice. Golem goes all the way back up to full. I should go for the fake out here. But in all honesty, what I'm going to do... Who did they have again? Mischievous, and more than likely going to be Gothitelle too. I kind of want to go for the high horsepower, but I also want to go for the wood hammer. Because I feel like it's just going to be a straight swap out. Let's go for the wood hammer. Now I'm actually going to bring in Tornadus. Because if they swap out, they're going to bring Mischievous right back in to go for the to go for a Perish Song, I feel. Oh, they're just going for the Tera. Into grass? Okay. Perfect. Get the wood hammer. Still some good damage even though it's resisted. Nice! Let's go! Oh, that is so unexpected, but so fantastic. Oh man, let's go. Sorry guys, just... Oh man, that's awesome. Alright, let's go. So here's what we're going to do on this one. I'm going to go for the wood hammer over there, and I'm also going to go for the Bleak Wind Storm. Feel like if we actually hit both, we're going to be able to pick up the KO. Yeah, but this is probably Incineroar, isn't it? Yeah, that's okay though. That's okay. We're still going to get a pretty strong move with the Bleak Wind though. That's fair. It's alright, we'll get the Bleak Wind over there. That'll do some good damage. We know they don't have a berry because they were eject button, so that's good. Nice. Yeah, wood hammer isn't going to do anything, unfortunately. We're going to be fine. Here's what we're going to do again. Let's swap out. Let's go back into Golem. And let's go for the taunt over there. We need to make sure they don't go for the Perish Song. So let's go Golem. Great thing too is because they terrestrialized into flying. Yeah, we still get the taunt. But because they terrestrialized into flying, they're still weak to the rock. And that's fantastic. Lots of things are weak to the rock though. Alright, so let's go for that. Let's go for the Bleak Wind too. Why not? That's why I love having Taunt on the team, you know what I mean? It's nice to be able to stop things like that. Beautiful. Now we're going to get a singular target Rock Slide, which is going to be really nice. And again, they're going to have to go with a move. Question is, what move do they have? We'll find out in a moment, but we'll be able to get the Rock Slide. And it hits. That worried me for a minute. Not bad. And the flinch. Holy cow, this is just a lucky game right here. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie. Alright. Now is this going to be Rilla? Oh, there's Gothitelle. There it is. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Let's go for the Rock Slide again. Actually... Let's go for the Protect. Let's go for the Bleak Wind Storm. And let's go. There we go. Yeah, we got lucky on that flinch on that last one. But either way, we were able to shut down the Perish Song with the taunt. It was nice to be able to actually pivot into Rillaboom there. And then back into Golem and everything like that. So thankfully, that actually worked out for us pretty well. Good game. Well, looks like we have a handful of things to worry about here. I would imagine that that's probably going to be a Final Gambit Annihilate. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be a Final Gambit Annihilate. So here's what we're going to end up doing. Let's start with Rillaboom. That way we can end up getting a Grassy Glide to be able to do some damage. What do I have that would actually be able to take down... Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start the two of them. One of them will fake out, the other one will go for the Grassy Glide. So let's go with those two, and then in the back, of course, we're going to bring Golem, and... we're going to bring Roaring Moon as well. We'll bring Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon will be good against Goodra, of course. We're going to have to definitely take care of Hatterene before we send out Roaring Moon, but we'll be fine, though. We'll figure this out. Again, we'll figure it out as we go. Yep, so that's, again, going to be the plan here. We're going to go for a Fake Out and a Grassy Glide over there. That's going to limit how much health we're going to end up losing from the... yeah, I know they're going to get Defiant. That's fine. But again, if they're... Okay, well, that is not going to be a Defiant Mon. That's fair. Let's go for the Grassy Glide. Let's go for the Fake Out. We're going to be able to stop the Trick Room on this one. And we also, again, limit the damage that we're going to end up taking from a Final Gambit. So let's do that. Nice. Not very nice. There's that Final Gambit. That's still a lot of damage, not going to lie. But if we didn't do that... very potentially could have been gone. Oh, their Covert Cloak. That's not great for us, but in all honesty, I think we're going to be okay here. Thankfully, they don't have... I mean, they could have Expanding Force, but they don't have anyone that's going to set that terrain, I don't think. I don't think Veluza does anything with that. I would imagine not. Either way, we'll figure this out. That's going to be a problem. Okay. Let's go for the Grassy Glide over there. Let's pick up some But, like, that's going to do no damage to them, though. Thing is, like, I want to go Grassy Glide over there just so an Eruption isn't going to be as strong, but I don't know how much it's actually going to take away from it. Might be better to just do that into Hatterene, and let's go for the, go for the knockoff over there. Yeah, that's going to be that Fire Tera. I would imagine that's going to be Specs. That could be Charcoal. Yeah. That Eruption's gonna do so much. It's gonna do so much right here. It might even take out, that's gonna take out Incineroar. Good damage, though. Good damage. Rillaboom's getting sent right back to Galar here. Let's go! Rilla, or not Rilla, I'm so sorry, Incineroar. Don't mean to confuse the two of you. Let's go! That's the kind of stuff we love to see. We get the berry right there, that's fantastic, you love that. Good stuff. We'll knock off... Is that the Specs? It is Specs. We survived a Specs Helping Hand Eruption full HP in the sun with Incineroar. And yes, I understand that is resisted, but my goodness, my dude. Holy cow. So let's go. We're sending out Golem on this one. Thankfully, they're going to be doing less damage now. Regardless. We're not going to be doing that. We will go for the Rock Slide, though. And, seems ridiculous. I kind of want to just... I don't want to sack Incineroar here. I just don't want to potentially bring Rory Moon out to a... Yeah, I want to bring Rory Moon out to a potential Dazzling Gleam. Both survive. Let's go. That takes away a little bit of the damage from the Dazzling Gleam. We survive that. Let's go. And now we're going to get the Rock Slide. We should be able to take them out? Not quite, but we do lower the damage over there, which is nice. They do heal a little bit. That's fine. We got the Moon. How much longer do they have Trick Room? Two. That's a problem. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go for the Explosion on this one. And we're going to tear into the ground. And I know that damage gets halved because of the terrain, but in all honesty, I think it's going to be able to knock out the both of them anyways. So we're going to go for the Earthquake. Again, totally understand. But this will be fine. This will be fine. We're going to be able to pick up both KOs, and then we're going to be able to protect on the next one to lose Trick Room, and then go with whatever is going to be last. Oh, no. Okay. That sucks because we lost Golem, and we weren't able to go for the Explosion. But, in all honesty, that allows us to survive this Dazzling Gleam pretty handily, too, I think. Very handily. We'll get this Earthquake. Again, we should KO the bolt, despite the fact that this is half damage. Okay, well, not them, but we'll be able to go for a Protect on this next one. And then we'll be able to just go for it again on the next one, too. Because at that point, I think the grass is going to be gone. Question is, again, who is next? That is the worst one that we could have seen. Oh, room service! I appreciate that. I like that a lot, actually. Again, we just did that video with the room service Emboar, and I dude, absolutely loved it. It was so awesome. So let's go. We're going to get the Protect here. And then I think we should end up losing the grass on this one, too. Nice. So the Earthquake will be even stronger. Their Gambit. Oh, okay. This actually... Hold on now, because this could be good. This could be good. Especially if they go Gambit. Because we should do enough damage here. Grass is gone. We should do enough damage here that will lower how much the final Gambit is going to do. So let's go for the Earthquake again. Okay. I still thought that they potentially had a chance. But... that's okay. I'll take that all day. We end up getting the win there, thankfully. I didn't know that was going to be a Covert Cloak Hatterene, but thankfully we found a way to kind of recover there, and we found a way to pick up the win. Still can't believe that Incineroar ended up living the Specs, Helping Hand, Fire Tera, Eruption in the Sun. That was absolutely insane, but again, thankfully we did. Good game. That's actually a really cool team, too. I will say the one thing that we really do have to worry about if we go with the Explosion, which I really want to on this one, because why not? But the one thing we do have to worry about is the Wide Guard. And I know that Gallade gets that, and that's not necessarily ideal. So here's what we're going to end up doing. We're going to end up bringing Tornadus, and let's also end up going... Let's end up going Incineroar 2. We might not be able to get a Fake Out, so I don't think we're going to start with a Fake Out, in all honesty, just because of the threat of Serena. But still, it'd be nice to be able to get the Intimidate too. So let's go with those 3. And then lastly... I think I'll end up going with Roaring Moon. That's going to be tough against Grimmsnarl, I know. And I really did kind of want to go with Rillaboom too. But again, we don't really have an answer to something like Serena with that, or Talonflame or anything like that. So, and there they are. That's totally fine. Again, we're going to be able to get Intimidates over there. That's going to be perfect. We're not going to be able to get a Fake Out, unfortunately. But we will be able to get a Tailwind and a... Honestly, they may end up terrestrializing, so I'm going to end up going for the knockoff over there. I could have just went for the Flare Blitz and KO'd. That is unfortunate. That's okay. We'll get the Tailwind. That is a good thing. We'll knock off their Berry? No, come on. You can't hit all 3. You can't hit all 3. You gotta be kidding. That's okay, though. Tornadus survives, and that's a really, really good thing. We get the knockoff. Ooh, it's a Y. Okay, no wonder why. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. In all honesty, that makes a lot more sense. I think I'm going to swap into Golem here, because they're not going to go for a Grass move. So let's do that, and let's go for the Flare Blitz as well. And let's see if we can just pick them up right here. So Golem's going to be good. If it's Fire or Flying, resist it. 4x resistance, as a matter of fact. Recoil. Dang! That's fair. I actually like that. I didn't think that they would have high jump kick, but let's go. It's a dang good move, especially against something like Incineroar. I respect that. So we got the Flare Blitz. We'll end up taking them out, which is really good. Hey, nice crit. We do end up taking some recoil, unfortunately, but that's a part of the game, right? Cool. Now, do they just succumb to a Rock Slide? Or do they end up terrestrializing Talonflame? We'll see based on who this next mon is here. Okay. That's okay. We are going to end up terrestrializing here into Electric just so we can take away the fire. Or not the fire, I'm sorry, the water weakness here. So let's do that. We're going to go for the Rock Slide, and I'm going to... hate to say it, I'm going to sack Tornadus here. That's unfortunate. But again, I think we're going to end up picking up Talonflame on this one. And if that is the case... Yeah, so we're going to be the only ones terrestrializing. Because Golem's the slowest one on the field. But yeah, no, if we end up hitting, we'll end up taking them out for sure. And then yeah. Fine. Survive handily. Brave Bird over there. We do end up losing them. That is unfortunate. However, the good thing about that is because they did end up... I don't know what item they had. It might have been Sash, but maybe not. But again, the recoil ends up allowing them to... Let's go. End up losing a potential Sash there. So let's go. We're going to end up bringing out... them. Oof, okay. We'll get a Fake Out, which is going to be nice. Get the Intimidate over there, too. Appreciate that. Now, honestly, the Brick Break here might actually be a good call. But they may have Fake Out, too. Rock Slide would be probably better. Let's go for the Rock Slide on this one, and let's go for the Fake Out over there. Nice! We did outspeed them. That's perfect. Nice, we hit the Rock Slide. Good stuff. We're going to pick them up on this next one. We both lose Tailwind. That is unfortunate. But as long as... Yeah, because they only can KO one, I guess. So here's what we're going to do, as a matter of fact. Again, they're only going to be able to pick up one here. Sounds ridiculous. I'm going Explosion. And I'm going for the Flare Blitz. I don't think they're going to protect. And again, they're either going to knock out Incineroar here with the Hydro Steam, or they're going to knock out Golem with the Hydro Steam. I'm going to go for the knockoff over there just so we can ensure that we KO them. This is not great. Uh-oh. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Question is, who do they decide to pick up here? That's good. Hold on now. So as long as we survive what I would imagine to be Spirit Break, can we survive this? Come on, Golem. Let's go. Now we get the Explosion. We should pick them both up, and I think that's going to be game. Goodbye. So long. Farewell. And thankfully, that Roaring Moon in the back is the reason why we end up winning. Didn't even see the field, and it's the reason why we end up winning. You gotta love that. Thankfully, again, we were able to survive that Spirit Break at the end there. Thankfully, that little bit of bulk really kind of helps out. But there we go. Goodbye, everybody. And thanks to Golem, we end up picking up the win. That explosion with the Galvanize, just absolutely insane. Good game. So as you guys saw in a couple of those battles, you know, going with the explosion with the Galvanize sometimes can be a little troublesome. I mean, you have things like Landorus out there that end up being immune to it because of the ground typing, other ground type Pokemon. Raging Bolt is out there. It does have the electric and the dragon type, which means it is a 4x resistance. So again, a lot of things that don't really work well with the Galvanize and the explosion. But still, if you end up getting the right matchup out there with it, man, that can really clean things up, especially as you saw in that last game. But other than that, though, honestly, the Rock Slide is still a really strong move, and being able to have Brick Break if you see something like Grimmsnarl or something else that ends up setting a screen, it's going to be nice because that's going to end up breaking it. But again, that Rock Slide is going to be pretty strong, but that Explosion, especially if you end up terrestrializing into Electric, then you're going to be dealing a ton of damage with that. And again, having something like Roaring Moon, which does have the Ground Tera, it's nice to pair with it too because you can end up moving with Roaring Moon if you end up terrestrializing, and then also still going with the Explosion with Golem. So Roaring Moon would be out there, still deal damage, and then you'll have Golem to essentially clean up everything that Roaring Moon left on the field. So again, Alolan Golem, not necessarily the most common Pokemon, however, a lot of fun if you end up using it on your team. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like. We'll see you guys next time.